Hello, this is the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Thank you so much for tuning into this video in which we will look at order of operations. So let's first look at why we have an order of operations and why it needs to be as it is. So let's say you go to the canteen, you buy a $3 Coke and 2 bags of chips worth $2 each. You would expect to pay $7. 3 plus 2 plus 2 is $7. So what you're actually paying is $3 for the Coke, you're getting 1 Coke, and then you're getting 2 lots of chips that are $2 each. If we did the addition first here, we'd go 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 by 2 is 10. You'd be having to pay $10, you'd be getting ripped off. We need to do the multiplication first, and that's because this 2 only refers to the chips. We only want this 2 to operate on the 2. We don't want the 2 to operate on the 3 because I didn't get 2 Cokes. So that's why when we're considering order of operations, multiplication needs to be above addition. But see, the thing is, multiplication and division are essentially the same thing. Timesing by 2 is the same as dividing by a half, for example. So division needs to be up there with multiplication. Similarly, addition and subtraction, they're essentially the same thing too. Adding 4 is the same as subtracting -4. If you want to subtract 2, that's the same as adding -2. So multiplication and division need to be above addition and subtraction. These are kind of on the same level. These are kind of on the same level. Of course, there are times when we will need to add first before we multiply. So we need to have some way to let whoever's reading it know that this time they need to change the order of operations. And that's why we have B, the brackets. That's all brackets do in maths. They just change the order of operations. They just signal to the reader that we want to do the order of operations a bit differently in a given sum. We also have one more operation we haven't really talked about, which is raising to a power or index. That's what the I stands for. So we put raising to a power before multiplication just because. We could have put I lower, but the convention in maths is that we do anything in the brackets first, followed by anything that is raised to a power, indices. Then we multiply or divide. These are on the same level. We do whichever comes first from left to right. And then finally we do addition or subtraction last. So let's look at applying these now to some questions. So our order of operations, we do anything in the brackets first, then we do powers. Then remember, division and multiplication, they're sort of the same rank. We do whichever comes first from left to right. And then we do addition and subtraction last. Again, these are the same rank. You do whichever comes first from left to right. So let's apply this to these two questions here. So let's start with this one. Well, we have some brackets, so we need to do what occurs in the brackets first. So in the brackets, we have -6 plus 4 times 3. We have 2 operations, plus and times. We do times first. We do multiplication before addition. So my next line of working out, I'm going to leave the -6 alone. 4 times 3 gives me 12. And then I haven't done anything with this -2. All right, next thing I need to do is the addition because it's in the brackets. Yes, division is above addition. But I do the addition first here because it's inside the brackets. So -6 plus 12 gives us +6. So we have +6 divide -2, giving us an answer of -3. All right, let's try this one here. 24 minus 4 times 3 squared. So here we have 3 operations. We have a subtraction, a multiplication, and also we're raising to a power. That's what the I means, indices or powers. So we need to do this first. So 3 squared is 3 times 3, which is 9. I'm leaving the 24 and the 4 alone. I'm just changing 3 squared to 9. Now I have subtraction and multiplication. I must do the multiplication first because it's higher in order of operations. So I get 4 times 9 is 36. So I have 24 minus 36, and that gives me negative 12. Let's look at this question. Insert brackets to make true the equation below. This equation here is not true, because the way it is, we'd have to do this first, the times first, which is 12, divided by negative 7. That gives us a messy number. That doesn't work. We need to put brackets so it does work. So there are only a few places where we can put brackets to change the order of operations. It turns out if we put the brackets here, now it works. Because if I put the brackets there, I do the times first, so negative 5 stays as it is, 6 times 2 is 12, and then I divide that by negative 7. Negative 5 plus 12 is positive 7, and positive 7 divide negative 7 is in fact negative 1. So putting in these brackets there makes this a true statement. All right, thank you so much for tuning into this video. This has been the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Have a great day.